Welcome to Next Level eCommerce, the webinar series where top e-commerce experts share their advanced tips and tricks.
Yes, welcome everyone. We're finally back after, I think, 3 months when actually 4 months when we actually started. We thought, hey, let's do this every month. But we found out it was a bit too much workload actually to get everything done. So therefore we had to put a little pause into it. But as you can see, we're back. And not only that, but also with quite some nice speakers. And of course, we also see it kind of like it's not a festival, but we see it kind of like a festival because we still need a good lineup, right, to attract people to it. So therefore, we also tried our very best to be able to have a lot of people already on the lineup, which we will share later on. But today we actually have two very experienced guys here, which we're very lucky to have, but we'll introduce them actually later. So what is Next Level eCommerce for the people that actually haven't been to Next Level eCommerce yet? And I see there are quite some so far that haven't been yet. What we basically try to do is to always invite experts on a certain topic to also always be able to provide you the best insights from a lot of experienced people. And not only that, so we don't want to do it usually high over, but we really want to give you the insights that you basically need on a certain topic. And what is good to know that we do have some certain house rules here to be able to also give you the best experience. So on the right bottom corner, you see questions and you see chat. So most of you already found the chat, but there's also a questions tab, which means if you have a question, you could put it in the chat, but then we're not able to see what the best questions are. So we unfortunately won't be answering those. But on the left-hand side of it, you see the questions tab. And if you put your question in there, then we will basically make sure to take the questions that are the most upvoted to be able to answer those as well. So just a reminder there, please use the questions there. And as you can see, we also use polls a lot to basically see what audience we have here and also to be able to interact with you. And I think that is quite nice to do. And there is also a way to react on us. So please let me know if you already find it, because we also have emojis here. So if you're able to find it, we should be seeing it as well. There we go. So also let us know what you think of it. So as I said, we try to get it as practical as possible. And this one is actually a bit different because we try to also let you prepare for 2025. And therefore, we also have a lot of news and like a lot of good specialists in here that can tell you all about it. So it's a bit different, but also let us know in the end what you think of it so that we also can further improve. But in the end, it should be a webinar that is really working for you, not specifically for us. So remember that, and all the feedback is more than welcome. And also feel free to share it even on LinkedIn or wherever you like to do it. So for the people that haven't been to Next Level eCommerce before, the last one was Ruben Runneboom about advanced product bucketing for Performance Max. So if you're still interested in that, we still have the replay on demand, which you can look at. And we had another one with Bob Meyer from PPC Mastery, which went more in detail into advanced search. So they could be good ones to refer back to. But first, a little bit about us before we go actually into the speakers of today. My name is Jules Stiltjens, and I'm the lead for customer success, which is kind of a fancy word for our account managers here, where we basically interact a lot with our customers and agencies. And there we also see a lot happening in what works well and what doesn't work well. So therefore, we thought, hey, let's give specialists a stage to also talk about it and share within the community. But I also have Jochem here by my side.
Yes, thanks, Jules. Hey, everyone. I'm Jochem, product lead at Channable, where I'm mostly focused on the advertising part of our tool. And for those interested in that, I have one slide totally at the end with some of what we've done this year as well. But today is, of course, all about Google and Meta ads. So let's get started with that. And today's actually quite a special one. We have not one guest, but we have two guests with a total of 40 years of experience in online marketing. And it's also the first time we have international speakers. So really nice to see that. Next to, of course, a really international audience. I just saw in the chat. Really cool. First up, we have Gianpaolo, who's basically tuning in from Italy. Gianpaolo is one of the top 50 most influential PPC experts worldwide. He wrote a best-selling Google Ads book, and he's founder of Adworld Experience, and a very cool PPC event that took place last year. And he will today cover basically the Google Ads part. So welcome, Gianpaolo. How was the Adworld Experience last week?
Hi. It was very good, actually. It's of course, when you are organizing a conference, everyone is going to compliment with you for something. But this year, there were a lot more people losing their time to say it was really good. So I think it was quite good.
Nice. Glad to hear. I followed it online, but next year I think I have to join offline as well. And then there is Dario. Dario is joining from Japan. So that's actually a lot of time difference. I think it's even midnight there, 11. Impressive. And Dario basically is a team lead, or leads a team of that basically handles campaigns of I believe hundreds of clients on platforms like Google and Meta. He's already a web expert for 20 years, and he's known for his sharing little known tips and tricks, especially on LinkedIn, because that's where I know him from. And today he will share the Meta ads tips and tricks and updates. So welcome, Dario, and respect for joining at such a late hour. I see in your introduction that Yahoo is mentioned there. Is it it's a big one in Japan?
Yeah, Yahoo is an important reality. In Japan, Yahoo has a 30% of the share of the share of search, so you cannot ignore it. It has to be. Surprisingly, Japan has many funny things. Yahoo is one of them.
Nice. Yeah, it's a big difference from here. Nice. Cool. Welcome, guys. So let's dive into the topic, the future of e-commerce ads. And for this, Gianpaolo, I start with you. I'll give you the word to talk about Google Ads updates.
Yeah, I always start with this slide because I've been working on Google Ads for much more time than I want to remember even. So I've seen literally a lot of good things, but a lot more bad things happening there because I've used a lot of accounts started by others. So the first thing I want to focalize on in this presentation is the fact that Google is going to revolutionize. They say personalize, but I think it's quite a revolution because they are changing the way shopping tab, shopping experience, they call it, with the AI. So everyone is going to see things a little different from each other, and with a lot of video, interactive things, text insertion by AI. So this experience is going to change in 2025 for sure. It's not now we haven't enough data to say what will happen to our campaigns, but from the experience of past insertion of AI overviews, we can say that we will see probably less slots, but more clicked. So CTR is going to increase, but we'll see in 2025. What we are talking about next, apart from this, there have been a lot of important updates in shopping, in the shopping area in Google Ads. The first one is that priority is not the PMax is not having priority on shopping campaigns at the beginning they are playing each other against each other. So shopping campaigns will prevail when ad ranks are higher, and we'll see what this means for advertiser. I will also share with you some best practices for PMax emerged from a survey by Optimizer. Negatives, Performance Max negative keywords are finally on their way. They're still in beta, not released to everyone, but they will come probably before the end of 2024, but no timing for sure has been given. A lot of work by Google on image and video. If you want to have videos in Shopping tab, you have to upload, or better, have AI to create them. There will finally be shareable ad previews. So now you can have your customers to preview your ads before to actually put them online. There will be some more space for experiments, a limited one actually, only to prove that Performance Max are the best campaigns in the world, in the optic of Google. But you can anyway test something more, and I will share with you some prediction for the peak season, and some little tips I've been working on lately that will help to avoid misplacements when possible. Let's pass to the first one. This is about prioritization of PMax on shopping campaign. The old prioritization was a fixed one. So PMax, when a man with a shopping campaign will meet a man with a PMax, the man with a shopping campaign will be dead. It was the old schema, but now ad ranks entered back in the scene, and ad rank is mainly based on bidding. So you will see probably a raise in CPC, in costs per click. We already have some data that show this increase, but more control. So this is not a negative thing in itself, but we'll see what will bring within. Some suggestion on structure, PMax structure. The first suggestion, this comes from as I told you before, from a survey done by Optimizer. You will see it on their blog. Exclusions, brand exclusion, of course, are not a yes or no option. They tend to work better overall in the account, but not in Performance Max. Of course, if you're excluding your brand, especially, which is a best practice, which I suggest you very warmly to do, you will have PMax slightly losing performance, but all the other campaigns with lower CPC, usually shopping campaigns, branded shopping campaigns, working best. So it's difficult to say good or worse. It depends also if you are a retailer or you are selling your own brand. This is quite different, of course. But negatives, so keyword block the campaign level, which are on the way, as I said before, placements and topics exclusions, and we will go back on this at the end, are for sure working for best. One thing that surprised me was that maximize conversion has almost the double of conversion rate of return on ad spend. So the return on value, actually, to maximize conversion value. This is something we all have to think about it. It may be also because conversion value is a much more complex situation to achieve. So it's probably some problems, some technical problems may have some influx on this. Feed only or full assets, it depends on the objective or campaign or the goals. Audience signals are usually improving performance max campaigns. Search teams are usually before the prioritization change cannibalizing search campaigns traffic, but they were usually helping PMax to work better. Usually, and this is quite surprising also, one campaign and one asset is working quite well, but if you are good enough to do multiple campaigns, of course, with a logic involved in it, with multiple asset group, this is going to perform the best. And also number of type of assets increasing will perform better. One thing is common to all campaigns and even AI-driven ones is the fact that if you haven't enough conversion, you are risking a lot in Google Ads and even in Meta, because AI is not a magic wand. They are optimizing your campaigns if they know what is bringing you more income. If they didn't know anything, I mean Google and Meta, they are going to simply inflate your CPC. And these are some minimum thresholds to be aware of when you launch your campaigns. If you are under these thresholds, you have to be worried about it. And if you are under these thresholds, actually you can do something. You can do some secondary goals. You can track secondary objectives and have your campaigns optimized on them. For instance, add to cart or newsletter subscription or whatever on your site. And this is an infographic I did some times ago, helping using some aspects you cannot use in Google Ads directly via Google GA4. For instance, you can use even the time people is staying on your page or on your site, and or your the number of pages those guys are looking as conversions. So I remind to your to this infographic to deepen the thing. But now I'm a little curious to know how you use Performance Max, and this is the poll about the frequency you and the way you use PMax. We will have another one to know exactly how you use PMax. Yeah.
It's a great question, Gianpaolo. I see a lot of answers coming in. Do you already have kind of an idea where probably the answer is most?
Yeah, it's 50-80. I think the thing I vote myself. It's probably it's likely the most frequent answer, because when you have I usually test them when I don't know exactly what to do, I try PMax to see if they work. But it's not all. There are a lot of tools, AI generation tool coming in. As I tell before, the first one you can have on the image here. It's the image background generator in the Merchant Center. But it's not enough. Even video are coming to shopping. They are shortening videos automatically and adapt ratios of measures of the video and auto-generate image assets. But it was not so. It's among us for a while. It has been for a while. That's another poll. I'm curious to see what you will answer to, and it is about how you use PMax. So we'll see how you prefer to manage them. Okay.
See, there are a lot of answers already.
Yeah, a lot of no opinions. Actually, it's quite it's a relatively new way of doing campaigns, which changed completely the approach to campaigns. So it's quite normal to have a little of confusion on how to use them actually. Okay. Besides no opinion, I think a mix of all these options are going to prevail. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the predictions for Q4. So the peak season. This year we probably will see a further increase of sales. This is an article, a post you will see on Search Engine Land by Matt Bowen, and it is on US market, of course. And you will see buy now, pay later options and expedited shipping will be the lions of this period. CPC is foreseen increasing around 10%. And all what suggests Matt is to focus on revenue. So the image you see here in this slide, is it is like Batman, like a Batman during the Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But the thing important is in cost and conversion value, which has to be, of course, connected. And I will close with some tips to minimize misplacements in Performance Max and in all Google Ads campaigns. There is a content usability section in our accounts, which is usually underestimated, under overseen. And you can limit inventory, but not only. You can limit the sensitive contents, exclude types of content, exclude content themes, and content suitability for families. I usually exclude it because it's usually related to cartoons on YouTube. So the name is a little not so clear. And I'm testing also the exclusion of words, of content keywords, game, fun, and a lot of keywords which are related to content, which is not good to have. And finally, the URLs exclusion and app categories. Okay, we have to move forward. So one last question, and then I will close. Okay, that's it. Okay, that's it for me, for my part.
Thank you so much, Gianpaolo. I see quite some answers actually coming in for the last poll. I see actually a lot, none. So I would say there's a lot of people are not even using certain external tools for PMax. And thank you so much for all the insight. I think it helps us a lot to see what's happening and what we also need to expect for 2025. And now we actually would like to move forward as well and to give Dario the stage to tell us a bit more about Meta Ads 2024 and all the updates we can expect for 2025, of course, and what we already have seen in 2024.
Okay, I will start. Hello, everybody. Hello from Nagoya, Japan. It's past midnight here, so this image is kind of dark. Okay, we go through today Meta Ads, what happened in 2024. Then main things to be careful about the next quarter, Q4 of 2024, and then some forecast of what might happen, what I think might happen for Meta Ads in the future, in 2025. It's not moving. Okay, from here. We go through what is happening recently. Well, first, 2024 announcement. Meta announced quite a lot of stuff. Let's see what are the main arguments here. We have measurement and control. Meta put some effort there. Video and Reels. The number of announcements about video and Reels were good numbers, so Meta is charging on that. Then finally, AI-powered things, AI, a lot of announcement of AI. Of course, AI is a big word. It's a big theme for Meta. Now, let's talk about feature rollouts. I made this list with some part of the features that were rolled out in 2024. These were collected from LinkedIn and so on. By the way, if you're interested in rollouts and so on, you should follow Bram van der Allen on LinkedIn. That is great. Well, let's see how many rollouts we saw. One, we saw catalog EC, quite a lot, especially recently. Recently, we have seen movement on here. Targeting control. We have seen through the whole year changes in targeting control things. With the release of Advantage Plus audience for all campaigns, that is very important. Video Reels. Video Reels have been a hot theme argument the whole year. Finally, I think everybody who deals in Meta, ads and creatives, a huge amount of changes for ad creatives. If you work in Meta, you know that the ads setting screen is basically changing every week. So a lot of effort from Meta on ads and creatives stuff. So I would like to tell you what my take is main themes for these updates. But first, I would like to ask the opinion of everybody. What do you think, in your opinion, which type of feature will receive the most significant focus from Meta in 2024? Do you have a list here? If you have other ideas, you can also give your ideas.
I see it's mostly AI-driven ads and targeting automation that gets the most votes. Is it also up to your expectations?
I completely agree with you. So let's go. In my opinion, Meta Ads, we have three key themes for 2024. Well, Advantage Plus audience, that is the big change that happened. We could target quite in detail, then Meta put default on everything, Advantage Plus audience. The results are good, so it's not a bad thing, necessarily a bad thing. Expanded AI capabilities with AI integration, lot of updates here. And also, I think it's important to note that Meta gave us also on measurement and safety controls. Well, it is using a lot of AI, so of course, Meta has to be careful to give enough safety and control in order to cover for that. Okay, let's see what I think it will be important to focus on meta for a success in this Q4. We have three main points. One, well, advantage audience. We like it or not, they are here to stay. So we need to be able to work with them. Detailed targeting, you can even set up most of the time meta will, in any case, expand it. So let's work with Advantage Plus audiences. Important to extract results from them. It's important to consolidate ad set and targeting instead of segment as we did before. It will become important to join things together to give the system flexibility. Remember that we are losing control on targeting, so the contents of our ad will be more and more important to drive the targeted system. The creatives, meta check the creatives to match it to users, meta check your text to match it to users. So let's be, if we want to drive targeting, ad contents is becoming very important. Second, well, Meta pushed a lot of innovation. They are good innovation, I think. Meta push innovation to increase reach and increase the results usually. But we have to be careful. At Advantage Plus creative enhancements, there are a lot of them. I have an account today with 11 to switch on and off. They are usually very good, but we have to be careful. Not all of these enhancements are good for all ads. So I suggest to use them, but to check them one by one. Second, leverage site links, promotional codes, and events. These were released in the last 2 months. They are powerful, so I suggest to use them. But vertical video is important to boost reach. Finally, the new flexible format, the format that can be set in all sales objective campaigns. You can set 10 images, 10 videos, plenty of text. Of course, it's difficult to control, but the results I'm seeing are very good. So I suggest if you have a site that is compatible with this, I suggest to try it. Finally, one question. I will speak about Advantage Plus shopping campaigns next. I wanted to know from our audience if have you ever run ASC campaigns, and if yes, how many ads do you usually use them?
What would you say is best practice here, Dario, or is there no really?
I will go there. The next step. Just a moment.
How was this soon?
Immediately, not applicable to me. Up to 3, I never run as. Surprising. So we have a lot of audience that never run an audience ASC or that use not so many ads. So I will give you my take on that. If you have a good number of conversion in your account, you should use ASC campaigns because they are strong. They are often more powerful. They get more conversion at better CPA than standard campaigns. Often, not over time, but often. But you have to have conversion data in that account. ASC campaigns use a different algorithm. They are not the same system. They use a different background algorithm for targeting and for selection of ads. So they do different things, so they have to be treated in a different way. They are faster to get results than standard campaign because they use the data that is already in the account. So if you have even a special sale, I suggest to try with this Advantage Plus shopping campaign, ASC campaign, that they are good. The opposite of PMax. PMax needs a lot of time to start. ASC campaigns are very, very fast. I suggest to set them alongside standard campaigns. They work well together, and to use them to, of course, reach remarketing audience, but they are also very good to reach new audience because ASC campaigns are good to reach different type of various users, even the ones that you never had on the website. Settings possible, very few, so ads are a key here. In my opinion on ASC campaigns, ads are here. Ads are key. You need a lot of ads. You need variety. You need a lot of different creatives, a lot of different formats. Why? Because this will help you placing your ads in all placement and reach different segment of users. If you have all the same ad, you will not be able to reach different users. So I suggest to have 15, 30 ads. It's a lot and it's difficult to manage. But if you give ASC plenty of ads, it is the best way to make it work well. Then, of course, as we said before, please go with all the features possible. The features are important, ASC enhancements and so on. And leverage user product groups. Product groups are important. You can use product groups to create catalog ads targeting to luxury buyers, bargain seekers, or whatever. So segment your products to reach different audiences. Okay, going quickly. Keys for success in meta ads in Q4, we said now, audience plus advantage plus audience, ad innovation, and advantage plus shopping. Next, meta ad prediction for 2025. But first, I want to hear the prediction of everybody. What do you expect meta to focus more in 2025? Okay, what do we have here? Interactive ads, and we have also interactive video ads. I completely agree with that. eCommerce as well. I will give you my take now. So we have interactive ads, video ads, eCommerce that are at the top. I will give you my take. I'm sorry I didn't add it in the survey. I should have eventually, but I think Meta will push a lot toward the AI automated ads. It is kind of wild prediction, but I believe that we will really see completely automated AI generated ads. We give Meta products, they will do change the background, put a headline on it, and have a lot of different ads. We will also have more features on by default. We cannot continue, Meta cannot continue add increase features in the ads. So there will be a point where the feature will be there just on by default. Challenges of this is that all the ads will look the same. They will not cut. They will not be, will be similar between brands. So the opportunity is to have, if we have good creatives, you will be able to differentiate from other brands. So creative will be extremely important. Then I agree with our public. Video ads will be a top priority of Meta. Standard ads, image ads will be auto-converted to video for sure. And I really hope that finally Meta give us AI-driven tools to simplify video ad creation. We need the tools to create videos. Also, enhanced catalog will be used for video ads. How to prepare for this? If you are not doing vertical video ads, you should start now. If you are already doing, keep on pushing because it will be a big advantage in 2025. Finally, easy shopping. Meta will push its shopping layer to all of its platform, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger. Catalog-based video ads are being launched now. They will be very, very, very strong. And also, I think if you don't have a catalog, I forecast that Meta will create one for you. So it's better you create your own product catalog to make sure that everything is fine. So what to do about that? Prioritize a high-quality catalog with top-notch images, Meta-like images, secondary images, and video. Great creative will make a difference there. So my forecast is this. I think Meta for 2025, we will have a lot of automated ads. And we, in any case, so our handmade creatives will be more important. Video ads, so we need a lot of effort to get used to it. And effort on shopping, so push on your, optimize your feed with video and images. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dario, for all the insights also on Meta ads. And we covered both big platforms and also they will still be very big in 2025. So I already saw a lot of people that are excited also to get answers on the questions. We will do that. So just hang in for a minute. I will just wanted to highlight that we also have an upcoming session on Google Ads success and also the question if you will be there. If you will be there, you can sign up right away actually. So we're especially really focusing on practical tips for your shopping feed and also how that can improve your game in shopping itself. So really on the feed part. Because that's really the foundation of your advertising. And that's actually where I think you should start. Because if you build a house, you also need a good foundation because otherwise you have a beautiful house, but the house can fall down at some point and that's not what we want, right? So that's one and you can sign up there. Then there is other news from Jochem's side.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of big changes in the industry, but we as Channable also need to act on that, of course. So I collected like 5 of the main features that we have developed in 2024, and I think are interesting for the audience. So let's start with the first one. We launched performance labels, basically segmentation, where you can get like bucket products based on performance, and then create different PMax campaigns, for example. We also added a CSS, which basically gives European companies up to 20% discount on your shopping ads. We invest a lot in creatives, so we added a dynamic image editor, which can help with creatives for example, Meta for dynamic product ads, but you can, for example, also use them in Performance Max to create them at scale. And of course, we also had to join the AI movement. So we also added a lot of AI features that you can use to enrich your feed. That's about Channable. So let's go to the questions.
Perfect. And I think there's something nice to highlight, as you can see on the right top. So we have Andrew Log as the second one from Cyber Revenue. Then we have Forrest de Schrijver also doing a session in January, early January. And we even got also Mike Rhodes in the stage. So we have quite some good speakers lined up. But for now, we also want to take the time that we still have for the questions. We might run over time a bit. So if you can't stay any longer, then it's okay. We record everything, so you will get it back. But we'll take the time to also answer the most prompting questions here. But we might be over time, but feel free to leave if you have to. So Jochem, there is one question we actually need to highlight here because it was mentioned in the chat already quite a lot. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Yeah, there's one question from Mandy with most votes. I think it's for you, Gianpaolo. Could you give some examples for tools we can use for PMax?
One evident example is Channable. But there are many, actually. A lot of scripts. For instance, Mike Rhodes did probably the most famous script to analyze the spend of PMax to optimize it. There are also a lot of so-called labelizer, both scripts and tools, complete tools with API, which are segmented products in groups and using these groups to manage bids. So a lot of tools, useful tools.
Nice, thanks for that. I think also like in the session with Mike Rhodes, we're really diving into one of his scripts.
I'm sure.
So that will be a cool session as well.
Don't miss it.
Thanks. Then the next question, I'm not sure if it's about Meta or Google, but maybe for the two of you. Do you recommend using different conversion actions together in a campaign as a campaign goal? For example, purchase event and begin checkout event.
I will ask first. I will answer first if you want.
Probably Google.
It's not necessary. It's if you have enough conversions, let's call them real conversions. You don't have to necessarily. But if you are running AI-driven campaigns and you are under those thresholds I enlightened in my presentation, you probably have to consider to do it. Because I repeat it, AI is not a magic wand. There's nothing magic. They learn from historic data. If they don't have conversion data, they can't optimize. They can't optimize campaigns. So that's why it's important to have enough conversion data.
Clear? You have anything to add, Dario?
No, for Meta, you can set up only one conversion event for each campaign. So you cannot set multiple events on the same campaign. You can, of course, aggregate with Google Tag Manager different conversions on the same place. But I would, if you do that, I would recommend to put conversions that are at the same level. For example, join together in the same conversion name, registration and contact, for example. Do not mix conversions that are of different value together.
Okay, nice, thanks. I hope that answers the question. The next one from Ilya is about advertisers with a limited budget. So if you're working with a limited budget, wouldn't more ads make your campaigns less efficient?
That depends from the frenzy. If you are working, we are talking about Meta, standard campaigns, yes. Standard campaigns, you need a maximum 4 or 5 ads. ASC works well even on a limited... ASC needs some budget, so ASC will not work well if there are not enough conversion, but the quantity of ads is not a problem for advantageous shopping campaigns. So even if you have a low budget, I would recommend to put a good number of ads so the system can find using the algorithm which ads might match better the user segments.
Nice. Is it also true for Google?
No, it's the number of ads in Google is not so is not any longer a question because with the responsive search ads you can have maximum of 3 ads, and if you are not having millions of impressions, it's not so logic to have even 3 responsive search ads, because if you are using a lot of titles and descriptions, the combinations of those titles and descriptions will be millions. So to have the machine to understand what is better for your campaigns, you will need months, even if you have a large spend, a high budget. So my suggestion is to test different ads only if you have different search topics, different themes you want to test. So use completely different titles and descriptions, and do not mix them, because otherwise it would be impossible to understand what is working better and worst.
All right, clear. Shall we do one more question, Joe?
Yes, that will be good. One more question and maybe you can close off.
Cool. Another question from Mandy. In her opinion, video ads only work well for awareness and not for conversions. What's your experience with this? I think it's answer from both.
I couldn't catch you, sorry.
Do you think that video campaigns can also work for conversions?
Okay.
On the Google point of view, you are quite right. Also because video campaigns cannot be laser targeted as search campaigns. They are built to work on awareness, not on conversions. But anyway, I've had cases in which awareness directly bring within himself the conversion. So you have to be very good at it to have conversion with video campaigns, but you can do it.
Okay, Meta is different. Meta just put Meta will just use the ads that take conversion. So my recommendation, if you have videos, use them. If they are good to take conversion, Meta will advertise them, and usually they will get conversion. So I think if you're running Meta, you should run also videos.
The quality of videos is fundamental.
Yeah, but for Meta, I think, especially for ASC, because you can use a lot of different creatives, you can even mix high quality and like handmade. They are good to reach different segment users. So if you are using ASC, go wide.
So also because it's impossible to know what will work.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's impossible. I agree.
All right, great. Thank you so much also for providing all the answers there, Gianpaolo and Dario. I think it's very, very clear and also really good insights for everyone to be able to understand that better, also what we can expect. And I think we have a lot of knowledge here to be able to also prep our 2025, and hopefully also with a lot of good sales on Black Friday and all the e-commerce days that we have. So I want to thank everyone as well. Hopefully we'll see you next time with Andrew Locke, which is also part of the top 50, which Gianpaolo is also part of the PPC influencers. So we always tend to have quite some experienced people there. So please sign up for that one, and hope to see you then in December. And of course, I wish you all the best with all the sales going on, and hopefully that will go through the roof, and then we can even further optimize it from next year onwards. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.
Thank you.